clearly.
Right. So when you say, "Oh, your eyes have been now I see." I'm sorry, I didn't see it before, but it's only in your mind that you're talking about.
You realize something.
I realize something. Right. Is it just blinking? I'm sorry about the rest. I'm so sorry.
People who are blind also.
Right. They see things,
They see
right?
things.
Record, thank you. Therefore, when this sage, who is the all-inclusive mind, gazes at a person, he shines into him wisdom and intellect, so that his mind shines and receives greatness. That means the person doesn't even learn from him, it's going to get it?
That's what it sounds like.
You're transferring energy. Energy comes to a person.
Even if a person is shut off, depressed, oppressed, going through a divorce, lost his girlfriend,
Right.
lost his job, he's shut off. Something goes
can
in.
help the person if they're open to it, if they're ready to receive it, and that's up to God. That's not up to human beings.
Da'at is intuitive knowledge. Chokhmah bina das. And what is it?
Chokhmah is the wisdom that
Wisdom,
comes.
understanding, knowledge.
Yeah.
So when you go to the Rebbe, you might not even remember what he said to you. But you came away
you
with
would
a
walk away
knowing.
with stuff. Of course, no, you walk away with like
Even though you
amazing
couldn't
stuff.
remember the words of what he said
Yeah.
to you.
But Shabbos is also like being with a tzaddik.
Yes.
Shabbos being with a friend.
Supposed
You
to
walk
be a
away-
taste of the Mashiach.
Yeah, a soul, a friend is a tzaddik
Mhm.
to you. An experience, a book, children, being around a child, baby, an older person, everybody. Okay. For each, therefore, when this sage who is the all-inclusive mind gazes at a person, he shines into him wisdom, intellect, so that his mind shines and receives greatness. For each person has some measure of mind and da'at, commensurate with his level. However, each person's mind and da'at are mired in constriction and fail to shine. 30.
Well, the receiving it is constriction.
Yeah, so
What
let's.
are those?
So he's going to explain. I just want to go back to when he says that, and the eyes of both of them were open after Adam and Chava ate from the tree of knowledge. Scripture relates that their eyes were opened. You would think it should be closed, but rather, in Genesis 3:7 explains that the verse is not referring to physical ability to see, but to knowing wisdom, the mind. Thus, in the context of our own lesson, eyes alludes to wisdom, as in a number of other lessons. Rav Nachman brings this to show that the tzaddik's gaze has the power to instill others with wisdom and dots. He says gaze and not teachings.
It's the gaze. It
Interesting.
Well, you saw the Rebbe, so you must have been influenced.
Yeah, but it's only relative to how much I take in. But not necessarily, because he's expanding your mind, right?
You don't know what's going on.
You do.
Because
You do.
I do. But God does these things to
No
us.
doubt, no doubt,
And when God decides that you're going to
no doubt.
experience this, it happens.
For sure.
So some people can try and try and try and nothing happens. They just can't get it.
But God doesn't forget their effort.
No, of course not. God's
Effort
within
always
every
pays
single
off.
human being, so God's not going to leave anybody.
Right. So why does the person cannot really have received from the tzaddik? Because his mind is closed. So this
Yeah.
is caused by a person's sins, and even by his laxity in serving God. I
Right.
hate that when it says that. Because
Why?
a person's sins, a person is brought up in a family that's depressive, the mother is manic depressive, the father's an alcoholic. There's no sin. The boy or woman, girl didn't sin.
Child didn't
They're
sin.
brought up in a very unhealthy environment. So they're shut off to stuff. They didn't sin.
Yeah, but God.
I don't get this when it says
It has
sin.
to
Yeah, but your mind is
Even
taught
God
that
says
a
that.
person's
Sin.
mind has to be a vessel.
No, but he's saying, but it's not the kid's fault.
But the
There's
Torah-
no
It's not-
And
sins.
it says that in the
The Torah
laws,
says
it says it's not, it's
Right,
just-
so
he
but it's
treats
not
them
a
separately.
sin.
He treats them separately.
Right.
But
Yeah,
the
but
Torah
it doesn't have
says
to be a
the
sin.
sins of the
It's a
father passed to
consequence.
the children to the third and fourth generation. But the ones, wait a minute, but it's the, what is it? And the blessings
Right,
for
even
those
more.
who don't have sins
Mhm.
will last for thousands of years. So whoever you were born to makes a difference in.
As long as you get out of it.
You could transform
It could be
it.
your,
You
yes,
can
it's your,
transform it.
if you can, it's your responsibility, not kinda, to
Right.
try and shift and change that Tikkun process.
Right, that's
But he
what-
says here sin is blocking it, which flips me out a little
But
bit.
it's a negativity.
Oh, negativity.
Negative
Some people-
behavior.
And then
It's
use-
very simplified.
Then
That's
you
what
use the
she says.
Sahara to reverse it to the Exarchate.
That's why it's great that there's psychotherapy now,
Oh.
because people can transform it if they work at it, if they're ready to. But a lot
Yeah,
of
they
people
said
still
that.
don't.
You have to surrender to
So
it,
God.
and then you say, you have to kind of surrender to it and humble yourselves to it, and then God will give you the solution.
Yeah, eventually. The mind becomes clogged and constricted with the
Right.
darkness of
Exactly.
materialism and is so incapable of taking in and being illuminated by God's wisdom.
This is
Well, this
good.
idea is explained in greater detail. So, okay, so let's keep moving. But when the generation sage, who is the all-inclusive mind, gazes at him, this causes each person's mind to shine commensurate with his mind's level. And as a result of the mind shining, each person receives greatness commensurate with the level of his mind. Because greatness is primarily a product of the mind shining, as mentioned above. So let's see the 31. Rabbi Nachman taught this in section 2. The essence of a person's greatness is his lowliness, which will in the future be restored to life and resurrected to experience the world to come. So that's it. That's a universal mind. That's just, this goes on, by the way, for hours and hours and hours. I just wanted to throw something at Jim Morrison, and may his soul be elevated, if I can say such a thing. So that's Rabbi Nachman stuff. Thank you so much.